I shoved my hands into the frigid pockets of my weathered coat. But that did not seem to stop the icy sting of the wind whipping past. This was no ordinary storm. This was a gale of start, chatter, the kind that spread through the ether like electricity, crackling with the energy of light years and cosmic secrets. The horizon flashed, and I knew they were right above us. Myral's voice hung heavy in the air, drowning out the ever-present howling and pulling the last shreds of attention from my mind. "You have to make a choice, Rael," she insisted, her deep, set eyes boring into mine, the weight of her words pressing on my chest. "Now, before they tear the city apart." "They don't care about us," I shot back, barely keeping my voice steady as I glanced at the crater of ice nearby, remnants of the last assault from the Scarn. Those monstrous, star-fan creatures that had once twinkled above our heads, but now flared like explosives upon contact with the atmosphere. They had once turned spinning galaxies into the very tools that now brought our downfall. Glowing motes flickered around, tiny fragments of the Scarn's hulking bodies, remnants of luminous energy they shed as they roamed the skies. I hesitated, my conflict evident even in the fraught silence. Above us, evident in brilliant arcs of blue and green, their bodies traced patterns like lightning, weaving an intricate web that surged toward a boiling mass. The din swallowed Myral's attempts to reason. "If you don't convince them," she persisted, her voice shaking under the stress of it all, "we'll all be caught in there. Enough." I cut her off, desperation burning hot in my throat. Her words were fragments of fear I didn't want to hear, each syllable a reminder that the Scarn's creativity had devolved into sheer brutality. In their quest for tools forged from the very essence of stars, they forgot those who bled beneath their glowing shadows. The sky crackled again, a roiling threat that made the hairs on my arms stand on end. A shudder ran through the ground as the air thickened, caught between the charm of the Scarn's celestial beauty and the terror they unleashed. "Myral," I took a breath, my stomach twisting. "If I go up there, I won't come back." With the Scarn roaming just beyond the barrier of our fortifications, I faced a choice that rippled beyond my own survival. My heart clenched at the thought of leaving her behind, sheltered in the fortified spire, while I risked everything trying to stave off the inevitable. "I believe you can," she urged, again not letting my doubts anchor us. "The Council will only judge you for your failure if you don't try." I hated that she was right. The Council's judgment had always been swift and cruel, the same way they judged the inevitable. Our city's further decay, our lives reduced to fragments like the Scarn scattered across the skies. But how could I convince the Lords of Frost to shrink from pursuing their twisted ambitions? Across the expanse, the Scarn undulated, their forms becoming vessels of shifting light and darkness. They pierced our once silent city, leaving furrows of frost like old wounds in the earth. My breath hitched as I took a halting step forward, the cacophony filling my senses. Would they mock me, feast on my failure, and my feeble attempts to rally them to a cause that seemed hopeless? I needed resolve, yet it wavered as flashing colors danced above in that thinning veil of atmosphere, teasing the essence of what could entertain or consume us. The choice was clear. Stepping into the storm was tantamount to court martial. My resolution broke. I managed, leg trembling beneath the pressure of disappointment and fear. "I can't make this choice." Myral stepped forward, her expression a mirror of both fear and resolve. "You either fight or you let them take what's left of us. Do you want to live with that?" Before I could respond, a surge of power surged through the ground and the sky roared, a rageful chorus of the Scarn. It drowned out my protests, and almost as if sensing my inner conflict, they shifted, forming a wall of iridescent color and thunderous movement rushing toward us. I could see the shimmering outlines of their limbs snarling in a haunting glow. In that chaotic moment of uncertainty, I glanced to Myral, her expression a mixture of fervor and concern, but more than that, an unwavering trust. It twisted something deep inside me, silencing my heart while spitting defiance into the void. I stepped into the oncoming gust, into the purgatorial realm that stood before me, teetering on the edge of choice and sacrifice. I was not just reaching for survival anymore. I was plunging into the depths of what it meant to be alive, behind the curtain of the scarn, hoping to find their whispers and forge unity in the face of oblivion. The creatures' voices beckoned me, their once benevolent mystique transformed into an omnipresent hunger, luring us to titanic heights and depths. There, where the edges shimmered with possibility, lay secrets yet untold in the cold embrace of the stars. Would I gamble my fate against their sanctity? I could only hope the answer was hidden deeper among their warring shades, a tool that could rewrite the story of our celestial foes. Diving into the heart of chaos felt much like entering a swirling vortex, at once exhilarating and terrifying. In that moment, I was no longer Rael, a mere pawn trapped in the politics of Fort Elysium. I was a spear, thrust toward the skirmish of cosmic tensions, tasked with the impossible endeavor of bargaining with the scarn. The world around me fractured into shadows flickering against radiant light as I was propelled further into their swirling mass. The scarn's forms flickered, ever-changing. While their colors emitted a captivating beauty, I recalled the chilling tales told by the elders in the spire, how they devoured worlds whole, weaving death into their vibrant tapestry. As I stepped forward, the shimmer intensified, reflecting my fears in kaleidoscopic bursts. If only I could grasp that power, a means to shatter the Sharn's hunger and reunite the embers of our civilization. Myril, I whispered, my voice scarcely audible above the rising crescendo, stay close. But in a heartbeat, she had surged alongside me, clutching my hand as unsteady waves of energy pulsed in sync with our rapid heartbeats. We can do this together, she said, conviction restructuring her essence, fortifying my wavering resolve. At that moment, the ties binding us deepened. The bonds of those who had loved, bled, and faced the brink of despair together solidified under the rush of fear and hope. Ahead, the mass of shifting forms materialized into a central, colossal being. Its face an abstract swirl of colors, reminiscent of an endless night sky drenched in stars. As we neared this ethereal figure, a wave of intensity struck my mind, sending a riptide of consciousness crashing through thoughts and feelings I never asked for. Images of their homeworld, Bittercree, crossed my vision, a dismal place consumed by shadow, where the stars that filled their hearts had dimmed into aching gray. And there, laid bare, were the Scarn's motives, an eternal search for the light they once had. We halted, the connection overwhelming. This was not just an ambience of light. Beneath it lay despair, loneliness, emptiness. The colossal entity took a step forward, the brightness transitioning to a more subdued hue. You approached the brink, its voice thundered. It resonated in my bones, ricocheting across the fabric of time and space, amalgamating its essence with the fragments of my own fears and aspirations. Why do you seek unity in conflict? Even amid the resounding chaos, I struggled for a coherent answer. The words stumbled within me, but at that moment Myril intervened, her courage weaving through our entangled consciousness. We seek hope. We seek understanding. The colossal Scarn, still rooted in its radiant form, shifted slightly, as if contemplating this notion through epochs unknown. The swirling colors lightened, creating an opening, a pathway to understanding. Hope will not guard you from the ordeal of existence. It chided softly. Unity without sacrifice is mere illusion. Shivers rolled down my spine as realization dawned. An offer would soon blossom on our path, but shadows loomed ominously on the edges, waiting to snatch at my heart, despite Myril standing resolutely beside me. Tell us, I urged, my pulse racing alongside the cosmic rhythms. What must we sacrifice? What will it take to bind our existence? The creature hesitated, its luminescence flickering like candlelight. To tether worlds together, you must give a part of yourself. A piece of essence you must choose between the tangible and the dichotomy of your spirit. A deepening silence swallowed my thoughts, yet I felt a fire ignite within me. Would they truly demand my essence, something far deeper than the physical? The thought twisted at the core of my being. My throat closed around the word, yet an overwhelming instinct urged me to rear the veil of ignorance and embrace the unknown. I'll do it. Rail, Emiral's voice clutched at my heart, panic swirling. I have to, I replied, squeezing her hand tighter, nervous energy crackling between us. We can't lose this chance. Each word surged with a determination that buoyed me toward purpose. If we could forge a bridge between our worlds, perhaps we could harness the Skarn's power as protectors rather than foes. The massive being extended an appendage, a glimmering tendril stretching toward me, radiating luminescence. I could feel energies pulling apart inside, memories spilling forth, a chorus of children laughing, the warmth of sunlight, the smell of cinnamon bread from my childhood. It sent racing shadows amid my thoughts, things I had long cherished. With a final breath, I let go of the longing, grafting my essence with that of the Skarn. Time unfurled, stretching into infinity as my senses merged, the contours of their world blurring against my own. Light danced within, swirling around and through every atom, but amid that warmth, a chill crept in, piercing my very spirit. A faint understanding twisted with sensation. The connection to Bittercree surged, pulling at threadbare memories, unraveling what I had known. Yet power surged through too. A surge of cosmic awareness ignited colors within me, realities of space and time fanning out into infinity. I could feel their ambivalence, frustration, shaping the Skarn's intellect as they sought to transcend their despair. For we were equally trapped beneath the fabric of this strange cosmic equation, bound by the very stars we revered and despaired over. The separation from my own essence felt unreal. It was as though I was collecting fragments of others while abandoning what made me whole. A darkness tugged at the edges and visions assailed me, the suffocating gray of Bittercree, where hope had long lost its grandeur. You are now beholden to the Skarn, their voice rang, a tremor lingering in my ears. Together, we may change the course of our existence. I stood grounded in this intertwining space, the cosmic abyss teasing revelations of choice, shared and price paid. The shimmering fabric of the Skarn encircled me, threading strands of new realities. The others, you must not let them follow, I said, my voice igniting urgency in my chest. We have become something different. We must control this. Suddenly, a coiled tension twisted around my limbs, the whispers of the ethereal entwined with flashes of conflict and terror. My body, fueled by fear, shuddered under the strain of my choice as I struggled to split my presence between realms, anchored among friends and allies while tethered to an alien destiny. I'll follow you, Emiral vowed fiercely, her eyes reflecting a blend of admiration and fear. I will never leave you behind. We are more than just beings seeking power. The Skarn flickered, their colors brightening with the fire of understanding. In unity, we will shape the skies anew. Journey now to fulfill what emerges from the ruins of Elysium, what moves fluidly between worlds. And just like that, with a surge of light, I felt us pulled into the cosmos, a maelstrom of colors thundering into brilliance, a bittersweet connection binding our essence to a solution forged in sacrifice. As the kaleidoscope faded, a new layer of existence enveloped us. The brilliant tapestry reshaped, distorting familiar landscapes into unknown navigations of galaxies entwined. Remnants of our home flickered in the edges, made more attuned to the remnants of the fort lying within. The pathways would become the new frontier of our collective destiny, interlaced with shadows that draped cold veils over both realms. There's more at stake, Emiral panted, urgency radiant in her voice. We must not wait. I nodded resolutely, the echoes of our journey reverberating deeply within. We'll gather what remains, begin anew, I affirmed, a burning spark igniting in my chest. We've touched the luminescence of possibility. We won't let it slip away. And together, as if we had begun to strum the strings of fate anew, we set our course deeper into the unknown, knowing well that shadows would trail us, and that greater truths lay waiting on the other side of fear, sacrifice, and courage. In this collective pursuit, I would not only uncover the new destinies for ourselves, but strive to reshape the world I had known, and the lives that once trembled against the cold. The cosmos beckoned, daring me to unravel its deepest mysteries, and in that, a new story awaited to unfold. As the cosmic tapestry vibrated around us, a sense of purpose thrummed between Myril and me, a pulse of collective consciousness. We were propelled deeper into the unknown, the vibrant glow of interlinked galaxies twisting around us like a dance of radiant spirits. Each thread of light sparkled with whispers, echoes of dreams and nightmares interwoven into the expansive cosmos, promising revelations yet beyond the reach of our understanding. "Where do we go from here?" I asked, trying to steady my breath against an overwhelming tide of energy coursing through me. The fibers of existence stitched into the fabric of what we were, tugging at the remnants of our individuality amid a unified consciousness. "Follow the light," Myril replied, her voice illuminating the path ahead as she gestured toward an unfolding expanse. Lines of shimmering energy streamed like ribbons, veering off in varying cosmic directions. We can channel that essence if we understand its true purpose. The way her eyes sparkled revealed a glint of determination, unlike anything I had ever seen before. She'd become a beacon, guiding me even as my world spun on an axis of uncertainty. As we soared into this space, my thoughts drifted back to the Council of Elders in Elysium. Would they understand, or would they see us now as traitors, plunged into the depths of darkness rather than saviors? I was torn between guilt and conviction, two forces that divided the very core of who I had become. The flickering images of long, lost cosmic civilizations filled the void, specters of beauty, tragedy, and unity entangled. Writings of adjacency revealed the history of collective struggle, each story leaving behind legacies, infusing the universe with their light, only to fade into shadows when betrayal or discord intruded. Outwardly, I was driven by a sense of urgency. The Scarn had elevated our mortality into something incomprehensible. In our ambition to seek power, we stood beside our enemies, driven by the relentless pursuit of hope. How could I convince Elysium to heed the echoes of our journey? Rael, look. Myril interrupted my thoughts, jerking my focus back to the swirling energies surrounding us. A distinctive pulse emanated from afar, tracing an intricate path as a figure materialized from the ethereal light. A projection of intertwined shapes, faces crumbling and reshaping. They were remnants of the Scarn, forming a collective entity adorned with brilliance but simultaneously reflecting sorrow. I felt the ground tremble beneath our feet, a reaction reverberating with apprehension. "What do we see?" I whispered, the words a mere breath against the enormity of it all. "This," said Myril with a steady gaze, "is our opportunity." We pressed forward, merging with the illumination that undulated around the figure. My heart raced as the vision expanded, revealing storied memories of alliance, valiant attempts at coexistence, a tapestry woven from both light and darkness. Not all Scarn have forgotten their home, nor their dreams, Myril continued. There is knowledge here, and secrets yearning to be released. As we stood on the precipice of discovery, the embodiment of Scarn flickered and trembled, revealing its face. At first, it appeared formless, too vast and intricate to comprehend. Gradually, features began to coalesce, distorted outlines of individuals gathering to present their true form. Amongst them, I recognized flickers of emotions, anguish, memories of struggle, unity under the weight of despair. In a harmonious yet thunderous voice, the figure intoned, "You seek answers, but are you prepared for the cost?" The question rolled through me, reverberating with uncertainty. But it was Myril who stood firm, gripping my arm and channeling energy into our union, each pulse charged with the resonance of conviction. "We cannot turn back," she stated boldly, the words igniting the air with determination. "We've given a piece of ourselves to confront a greater darkness. There are lives to save." The figure regarded her with palpable weight, the glow shifting gently, the calm before stormy revelations. The Scarn hold within their essence a divergence, it stated, an echo of centuries carried within its coils. An inherent power derived from creation bound to the fabric of existence. You have tapped into both despair and hope. To unite the worlds is to weave these threads together. Tension thrummed between us, the truth unfolding like layers of an intricate fabric. I realized within this dialogue was an opportunity, as painful as it might be, to uncover our past, to understand how the Skarn and my people had converged and diverged historically. What happens if we fail? I pressed, desperate for clarity. Then chaos will reign. Your world will collide with ours, ruptured in polarizing disharmony, the entity articulated. Yet perhaps peace could emerge from seeking joy beneath the ashes. With trembling fingers, I reached out, brushing against the luminescent edge of their form. I felt a rush, visceral connections igniting with sensations that coursed through me, pulling at elusive memories interwoven with my own perceptions of war. And then, as if the universe itself had suddenly opened, I glimpsed a truth. The Skarn had once coexisted with humans, guardians of star domains we had all revered and feared. They were not always the monsters told in tales, Emirel whispered, her gaze earnest and unwavering. We've created myths in our quest for meaning. In trembling silence I nodded, pieces of our collective history fitting together, whirling through the skies laden with shadows of what had been. The stories, dreams, and crises. Together we will rewrite our destinies, I uttered, each word unfurling with newfound weight. Yet uncertainty remained as we turned to the entity, seeking clarity among the pulsing echoes. Will our choice be enough? How can we ensure that Elysium sees the light we uncovered? You have ignited the spark, the entity replied softly, but resistance dwells within the hearts of many. You are the bridge. Seek out those who remain undeterred by the past. They will hold answers you seek. Yet know this. Truth hides behind the cloak of belief, and to unearth it, you must confront your own shadows. It struck me, then the judgment I feared would indeed resonate in others. With newfound clarity, I realized that the Council of Elders, shrouded in their own scars and uncertainty, might not fully apprehend the potential of our journey or the depth of the Skarn's sacrifices. My conscience wrestled with the weight of my choices, knowing that every secret unveiled could stoke old flames of discord. The pulsating light around us brightened, coalescing into flickering forms and yearning melodies. Find those who listen, the voice reverberated, urging us toward exploration. For the universe is vast, and within it, the hope of healing echoes. Suddenly, the vibrancy of the cosmos surged, drawing us away from the figure before us and casting us forward into a new direction. A path that seemed intertwined with myriad possibilities. Let's find the others, Myril said, her hand steadying mine. Together, we are stronger. As we soared through the graphically diminishing light, the images and faces of the Skarn radiated through me reminders of everything we could reclaim, merged by pain yet resonating with a profound wish to rebuild. Around us, ripples of solidarity began to emerge. With each moment that passed, bonds I thought lost became anchors in the maelstrom, pulling us closer to the truth. The brilliance of our intertwined essences brought what remained of Bittercree into focus, their silent burden mingling with ours, enriching the stakes. Would we emerge as allies unshackled from the weight of duty, or remain prisoners of conflict driven by our fears? Our resonance echoed through the interstellar spirals, revealing a new chorus. And in that moment of shared vulnerability, I knew we were now at the threshold of something extraordinary. A living thread binding the remnants of worlds and hopes forged anew. The chase for answers had taken form, unfolding clarity. We would delve deeper, unravel the interconnected histories binding us all, confront the shadows lingering in the hearts of those who would judge us in Elysium, and strive to heal the rifts of separation that had long ensnared our worlds. And with that determination igniting our path, we ventured into the brilliance of the cosmic expanse, ready to rewrite our destinies, reclaim our power, and transform despair into the luminosity of hope, together, casting aside the ghosts of the past. We emerged from the swirling depths of cosmic light, heartbeats synchronizing with the resounding echoes of our shared determination. A cascade of luminescence enveloped us, painting luminous paths toward our goals. I felt Myral's warm presence beside me, the tether of trust pulling us through the shimmering tapestry unfolding before us. As we forged deeper into the currents, an understanding gripped my heart even amid the shadows, festering with isolation. Bright hues were born from relationships and unity. We had begun a journey not merely to untangle the Skarn's legacy, but to rediscover who we truly were among the interwoven destinies of numerous civilizations. Look. Myral pointed toward a vibrant nebula blooming ahead, aquamarine and amethyst hues swirling in a luminescent embrace. What if that's where we find the others? I squinted, witnessing motion within the vibrant chaos. Particles danced, converging and spiraling in unison, a sign of life lurking amidst the cosmos. A mix of eagerness and trepidation filled my veins, sending adrenaline coursing through me. Let's approach carefully. We have much to learn, I replied, my heart pounding against the growing realization of the task ahead. As we drew closer, the nebula brightened, revealing structures interlaced with shimmering energy. A coalition of Skarn and humanoid forms, drifting and weaving into webs of light. It dawned on me that they were converging intentionally, their connection born of camaraderie as they leaned on a fragile hope, yearning for the rebirth of purpose. The energy pulsing through their forms was a testament to the resilience of life, even amid despair's clutch. This way, Myral urged, pulling me toward the melding web. They are calling us. I hesitated for just a moment, wondering if we had any right to intrude upon this gathering. But in my proximity, I could feel desperation lurking beneath the colors, the vibrancy battling with foreboding. We drifted toward the gathering, curious but cautious. We come in search of answers. I called into the swirling cosmic fabric, allowing the energy to resonate with our intent. We seek a way to bridge our worlds. At first, silence cloaked the space, thick enough to steep in uncertainty. A ripple coursed through the congregation, and then, with a jolt that reverberated through my being, a figure broke free from the periphery. A Skarn ostentatiously draped in ethereal colors moved between us, its luminous body shimmering with a grace that seemed to beckon. You are not alone, it announced, its voice a harmonious melody entwining the chaos. You tread among the forgotten stories, weaving threads that have long been torn apart. Who are you? Myral asked, wise curiosity mingling with the urgency spiraling within. Are you here to help us? The figure's form shifted, weaving through colors and mores as if gathering ancient knowledge. We are seekers, remnants of the past yearning for solace in this tumultuous void. Many among us have attempted to reconnect with the essence of what it means to be one both in fear and hope. Beneath the glimmer, I sensed a quaking reality embedded in the collective longings. We are bound by a shared destiny, the Skarn continued, yet we face the missteps of generations past. We tread the path of redemption through forgiveness, embracing the tangible threads that bind us all. A profound silence enveloped us, each participant caught in an unbroken moment of shared experience, the weight of history making us tremor. I sensed fear and longing intertwine even as every color whispered tales of trauma, a fractured past layered beneath the vibrant desires of a renewed existence. To connect with that which binds us, the Skarn continued, is to shed the burdens of fear that cloud the heart. What must we do? I pressed, my voice trembling but resolute. How can we undo the legacy of division that looms so heavily? The figure regarded us, its luminescence refracting as if piercing through the folds of destiny. To weave together a new code is to confront what festers. It instructed, a lantern illuminating the murky edges. You must seek the custodians of the old ways. They still carry voices akin to the Skarn. They shape and transmit memories of peace hidden within the shadows. Custodians, Myral echoed, a spark of realization igniting between us. Are they different from the elders in Elysium? Indeed, the Skarn, its form reshaping like scattered stars. While the elders govern through lineage and expectation, Custodians breathe life into emissaries of memory, wielders of knowledge lost. They are protectors, custodians, vibrant nodes scattered throughout the multiverse waiting for you to unearth them. But where can we find them? I asked, a sense of urgency surging within me. They converge at fractal crossings, realms where paths of destiny intertwine, the Scarn explained. Seek the convergence beyond your realm, where temporal pockets illuminate the essence of worlds. The energies are subtle, easily brushed aside by those weighed down by fear, yet palpable for those whose resolve compels them to listen. Before we part, how do we prove ourselves? Myril questioned, determination brewing. How can we show the elders what we've discovered? The Scarn's colors pulsated, and for a fleeting moment I felt an electric hum shaping around me. A connection pulsing through fabric and dust, echoing with the promise of union. But your essence carries a message, a revelation is born of trust. It responded, its voice resolute. It is not mere power that awaits you, but the spark of collective conviction bound in empathy. Empathy. The question hung between us, filled with layers of uncertainty, as I reflected upon all that fear had cost us, in our experiences both from Elysium and Bittercree. Yes, the Scarn affirmed, it is the unity beyond despair, the acknowledgement of unhealed wounds. Resolutely, I nodded, the essence of those words radiating throughout me. Together, we will find the custodians and uncover the hope hidden within shadows. As light danced around me, I grasped Myril's hand, feeling the burn of purpose rekindle amid uncertainty. The Scarn began to drift back into the glittering web, the strands of color swaying as if blessed by the blessing of the stars. Go now, the Scarn intoned warmly, and remember, the cosmos spirals in intricate patterns. You are not just pioneers of unity, you are vessels of remembrance. Follow the vibrations, listen to the unspoken tales. With a surge of energy enveloping us, I felt myself pulled back through the vibrant expanse, gratitude igniting in my chest. We emerged into the swirling cosmos anew, threading together the brilliance of our purpose. The journey ahead lay before us, a synthesis of worlds hidden in resonant melodies, the echoes of unwritten history waiting to be unveiled. As we ventured forth, I realized that the key to understanding the fabric of our stories resided not solely in our destinies, but also in the connection forged through meaningful relations amid the chaos. Time is not our enemy, I said to Myril. With the ephemeral weaved together through enduring stories, we have the power to bridge the heavens. Every step leads us closer to finding the custodians, she replied, her determination cascading through the waves of energy. With renewed purpose, we began to chart a course through the swirling cosmos, guided by the newfound knowledge of the custodians, hoping it would act as our compass to unite fragmented worlds. But amid the waves of confidence, shadows lingered, lurking in the flickering energies, watching and waiting, unwelcome specters competing for dominion over our destinies. Rael, we should be vigilant, Myril stated, a hint of caution woven within her voice as we pressed on. There's a growing darkness. A flicker of unease jolted through me, echoing Myril's warning. The threads of connection pulsed with divine energy, but also vibrated with something sinister cascading amongst us. A current of impending conflict lurked just beneath the surface. Glancing toward where our journey would lead, I steeled myself for the unfolding challenges, knowing that relentless determination would counter grief and pain. The truths we sought lay ahead, cloaked in shadows, but together, we would forge a path toward understanding, unity, and empowerment that could reshape everything. In the heart of the swirling universe, I realized that the light we had uncovered despite the darkness would guide us and illuminate the path toward bridging realms. This was only the beginning, the stories yet to unfold whispered through the fissures of night, and we would carry them forth to shine anew. With every pulse, we drew closer into the heart of those tales, forging connections that could reshape our existence, forever intertwining our destinies against the backdrop of a universe waiting to bloom anew. Light cascaded around us as we sped through the vastness of the cosmos, the vibrant threads of energy pulsing in rhythm with our heartbeats. Myril walked beside me, resolute and fierce, the embodiment of hope wrapped in the luminescence of our journey. We had chosen unity as our weapon against the doom hanging over both Elysium and Bittercree. Our next destination shimmered ahead, a cluster of glowing orbs suspended in the dark, a convergence of worlds. I could feel their vibrations thrumming against my skin, a call to uncover the silent stories woven between us. The urge to find the custodians intensified, spurring us onward with newfound anticipation. "Are you ready?" Myral asked, her voice a steady anchor in the rising tide of urgency. "As ready as we can be," I replied, the apprehension swelling in my chest tempered by the fire of determination. As we neared the cluster, we were met with a synergy of colors, vibrant hues swirling together to illuminate a mythical landscape, each orb representing a different frontrunner, a realm where lives intertwine and destinies converge. The celestial nature took form, revealing structures of energy, pulsating like stars abandoned in nights long past. "Look there," Myral exclaimed, pointing toward a central orb that emanated warmth, a radiant beacon nestled among the other spheres, shimmering with energy that felt alive. "Let's move," I said, bounding forward without a second thought. Footsteps echoed against the fabric of the cosmos as we approached the orb. The air felt charged, as if 1,000 stories buzzed just beyond perception, waiting to be unearthed. We reached the orb, the energy swirling around us an ethereal embrace, promising both wonder and challenge. In its depths, silhouettes flickered. Shapes moving, stories waiting to be told. As I reached out, the surface of the orb pulsed, welcoming my touch. A seam tore open, allowing us to glimpse inside, and we were drawn through it, plunging into the heart of the convergence. The world we entered shimmered with colors unrecognizable, cascading light washing over trees woven from crystal and time. Wisps of air stirred gently, and delicate structures built from the essence of forgotten stars rose above. A sanctuary where emotions were as tangible as the luminous roots stretching deep into the earth. "Is this?" Myral marveled, her voice trailing off as we ventured farther inside. "Yes," I said, feeling my heartbeat synchronize with the rhythm of life resonating in every direction. "This is where the custodians dwell." Figures moved silently, their forms radiating with swirling colors, each possessing an aura that spoke of ancient knowledge and a deep understanding of the threads of existence. A wave of warmth flooded over us as we stepped forward. The custodians turned their attention toward our presence. One stepped forward, its luminous form shimmering with hues of deep amethyst and sapphire. A guardian of stories and dreams. "Welcome, children of the cosmos," it intoned. The voice resonated, echoing like a siren call, threading its way through time and space. "We have awaited your arrival." "Custodian," I began, still bewildered by the reality that lay before us. "We seek the path to unity between our worlds. We've come to learn, to heal wounds shaped in desperation. Tell us how we can gather our people and mend the fractures that divide us." The custodian's form flickered. "The journey to unity begins within," it responded, a hint of sorrow underlining its melodic voice. "There exist remnants of pain buried in the hearts of both your peoples. You must return to the raw truths, the origins of division, and uncover what lingers in the shadows of your souls." "What do you mean?" Myral asked, a flicker of doubt igniting. "We've seen the darkness, we've fought it." "Yes," the custodian agreed, "but understanding does not always come from the fight. To heal, you must embrace the pain and sorrow that shaped your paths. Only then will you be able to rewrite the narratives that bind you." A sense of gravity hung in the air, each word weighing heavily as I absorbed its message. The remnants of fear and anger, our histories, words long forgotten but etched deep within the hearts of our people. It was indeed a tangled web. We have to confront our past. It is essential. The bridges you seek shall form when you recognize the rectitude behind conflict transform despair into understanding. The bewitching silence enveloped us as my thoughts whirled. Memories flickered in the depths of my consciousness. The echoes of elders, warriors, tears, laughter. Fragments of truth peeling away, revealing deep gashes carved from mistakes. Suddenly, a warmth enveloped my senses, an urge to reach out. "Can you help us?" I implored, desperation lacing my tone. "Can you guide us back to the turning points of our worlds so we can mend what is broken?" The custodian extended a radiant arm, its form shimmering with multicolored waves. "If you seek, you shall find. We will guide you to the nexus of your shared histories, the points where choices veered into sorrow." I felt Myral's hand tighten around mine, our connection solidifying as we prepared to embark on this new journey. Together, I reiterated, our resolve igniting like the sun. The custodian nodded, glowing brilliantly. "Then gather your strength and your hearts, for the odyssey back to choices reformed awaits you." Stringing together the essence of purpose and momentum, we closed our eyes, allowing the cosmos to reshape our reality as swirling energies enveloped us and whisked us away from this sanctuary of understanding. What lay ahead was a path to uncharted realms, converging at the crossroads of our histories. With that thought, we plunged into the darkness, letting the tendrils of light guide us into the unknown, determined to embrace the weight of our past. The stories that had once divided us, but now could stitch us together anew. Time spun into a tapestry of colors, while realities shifted like the changing tides. I felt threads interweaving around us, connecting the present to the echoes of yesteryears. Soon, we emerged in a landscape overshadowed by massive, crumbling edifices, the remains of a great battle between Elysium and Bittercree. We had arrived at the first nexus. Somewhere within this destruction lies the truth. The custodian's voice echoed through the air even though it had not followed us. You must explore the past and embrace the echoes of conflict. In the distance, shapes moved among the rubble, pale figures drifting like mist. I stepped forward, compelled to confront what remained. Murmurs of forgotten grievances echoed, a chorus of memories that bent to the veil of time, exposing moments we could no longer outrun. "Stay close," I whispered to Myral. Each tentative step led us into the heart of broken stones, revealing shifting shadows and spectral figures trapped in their eternal loop of hardship. "Witness," I urged, the spectral forms forming before us echoes of war, whispers of hearts twisted in betrayal. Myral gasped as one figure lingered, a soldier clad in Elysium colors, eyes wide with confusion. "What have we done?" it echoed bitterly. "What have we sacrificed for power?" I heard pain in its voice, the weight of a choice made in desperation. My heart stirred, recognizing the familiarity of intentions. Every soul had faced the conflict of survival against understanding, their essence suffocated beneath regret. "You are not forgotten," I called out, recalling the fabric of connection that bound us all. "We seek to understand, we want to bring peace together." The soldier's features softened momentarily, flickering through emotions of sorrow and warmth, but then hardened again, the grief seeping into its essence. "We cannot go back." "It's too late," it replied, sadness echoing between us as each word pierced through time. A flicker of light stirred within me, coaxing forth a fire that yearned to mend what had been shattered. It is never too late. The truth does not linger in the past. It shapes our tomorrow. The remaining shadows shifted as more echoes emerged, the chorus rising as their whispers joined in. "You do not despair," I called out. "You are not alone. We have come to learn from you, to hear your stories, to embrace them and transform them. So long as the beat of our hearts asks us to listen, there is still hope." The silhouettes drifted closer, hesitantly inching toward the light of connection. I could feel Myral beside me, her heart radiating with strength, urging me to stand firmly amidst the shadows. I took a breath and stepped forward more, reaching out toward the solid ground among the broken remnants, a strand of essence connecting Elysium and Bittercree. "We feel your sorrow, but we must confront it, dismantle the barriers that have long left us with scars," I said, voice steady yet frail. "Let us turn this grief into understanding. We can rebuild together." Before me, the echoes hesitated, their figures flickering, caught between the resounding choice of acknowledging their shared pain and the instinct to withdraw into darkness. Moments passed, seconds weaving densely like threads of silk, stretching and contracting. Then, unexpectedly, a voice rose above the others, an echo deep and resonant. "Perhaps we can try." As that single voice emerged, gaining strength, figures began to coalesce into a reflection of unity, the rippling essence of understanding growing brighter as shadows shrank into the folds of the unseen. "Yes," the chorus surged in unison, their resonance reverberating through the hollow space where our worlds once aligned. "Guide us back." Hope alighted within me, radiating like the stars blooming anew, bursting forth like tiny suns against the backdrop of night. The remnants of battle and grief grew fainter. They became parts of a shared canvas, awaiting the brush of harmonious strokes to shape a new future. As we stood there, surrounded by the shimmering voices of the past, Myril and I locked eyes, recognizing the gateway we had forged, a passage toward healing, empathy, and understanding. Little by little, more echoes advanced, energy circulating between us. The darkest of moments would yield entirety, bringing forth the possibility of renewal, inviting us all to hover over the precipice of a newfound journey. "Let us mend together," I spoke into the silence, enthusiasm igniting each syllable. "Let this be the moment we forge into remembrance and empathy. Let us transform the past for the betterment of our future." In the crescendo of the moment, I could feel the intertwining characteristics of our shared hearts, a tapestry destined to illuminate paths once encrusted in shadows. And as the chorus rose to join our call, I knew that the first step to healing had begun, unveiling truths long overdue. Together, we would weave light through darkness. We would reclaim our stories, recompose the lost threads, and shape a luminous future beneath united skies. The resonance of our intentions thrummed through the air. I could almost taste it, a raw, genuine desire intermingling with hope and purpose, ushering in the resurgence of something once dormant. As the echoes surrounded us, shimmering threads intertwining like gentle currents, I felt the weight of destiny bearing down on us. All that had transpired before suddenly solidifying into the call of who we could become in the ever-evolving spiral of existence. We were ready now. Together, we would venture deeper. Together, we would bridge the cosmos, healing the fabric that composed both our worlds into something magnificent, an emblem of reclamation, perseverance, and understanding. Myril and I stood amid the chorus, no longer ghosts lost in time but beacons of truth, carrying our united hearts as we faced the next chapter, ready to discover the next nexus that would lead us further along this transformative path. And so, hand in hand, we beckoned our voices to intertwine, reaching across space and time. The dawn of resurgence awakening with each pulse, each heartbeat, echoing far beyond the stars. Sifting through the threads of unity that began to weave together our shared destinies, I looked around at the echoes of the past reverberating within the realm of memories. It was raw, a heartbreak that surged with each heartbeat of realization. The spectral figures encircling us shimmered with possibilities anew. Their hope mingled within the emotional resonance of our hearts, and the air crackled with electric energy. Together, we stood on the edge of redemption, poised to reclaim the fractured essence of existence. Where do we go from here? Myril's voice pierced the fervent silence, steady resolve woven into every syllable. She had become my anchor in the swirling cosmos, the persistent reminder that together we could dive into the depths of our intertwined pasts. This is only the first nexus, I reminded her softly, taking a step forward, the pulsing energies of resonant histories radiating from both our people and the echoes surrounding us. We've touched upon the stories that shaped us, but we now have to venture into the second nexus, the turning points that will challenge us further. As I gazed into the crystalline expanse, pulsating with the remnants of conflict, I understood what awaited us at the next crossing, a familiar distortion, perhaps wrapped in shadows that we had long buried, confrontations we would need to weather, together. With that simple declaration reverberating in the air, we focused upon the center of this nexus, the vibrant threads thrumming with a celestial resonance. The memories of past choices spiraled before us, guiding our path forward as shimmering wisps beckoned us toward the next crossing. The convergence where we could further unravel our shared realities. You hold within you the power to communicate across time and shadow. The custodian voice from before echoed in my mind, giving rise to earnest courage. As we stepped into the heart of the memories, a sensation washed over me, blurring the boundaries of perception, reaching across time, seeking the flickering whispers dancing upon the edges of fate. In a brilliant flash, the nexus unraveled before us, scattering shards of reality like sunlight through obsidian glass, revealing an entirely new landscape. It was a desolate wasteland, where the ground cracked and crumbled beneath our feet in chaotic rhythms. Within the turbulence, I recognized the remnants of a war fought not far from the building pulse of the Nexus itself, a battle that my people had long attempted to forget. Rail, look, Myril pointed, her voice choking on urgency. Across the expanse loomed caverns that reached deep into the abyss, a multitude of shimmering lights glinting against the dark facade of destruction. Ethereal whispers echoed from within the depths. We moved cautiously forward, but with each step I felt a pull. The memories stirred within me, revealing glimpses of those who fought for their beliefs with vigor, only for their lives to be forever tarnished by collective trauma. A vision rippled through me, weighty memories unearthing feelings long trapped beneath the surface. Remember, a wind-like voice whispered, almost mournful. Remember what it entails to bear the weight of conflict. In my mind pulsed with fragments, an array of memories slashing the atmosphere, revealing the choices that led to estrangement, the curses of misunderstanding between our peoples. Beneath the ruin lay echoes of individuals who had fought vehemently for what they believed had been right, clouded by ambition and arrogance. With a steadying breath, I acknowledged the larger narrative woven together with pain and sacrifice. We must examine these memories, I urged Myril, grounding myself in the necessity of understanding our foundations. We can't shy away from what happened. It will ground us as we confront our truths. As we ventured further, the air thickened with sorrow and the fervent emotions of the legacies left behind. Faces from Elysium drifted before us, and I caught glimpses of the anguish in their eyes, noble intentions trapped in a cycle that spiraled toward despair. Each memory held greater stakes, compelling legacies passing from generation to generation. I see fear. I feel betrayal, I murmured. My heart raced, driven by the urgency to speak the unvarnished truth. Yet these vestiges have become anchors. Perceptions cannot change if we do not acknowledge the role we played. We must confront the past, not as adversaries, but as allies in healing. Can hope break through this? Myril queried, eyes scanning the memories unfolding before us. How do we awaken them to the possibility of unity? As I reached the core of the ruins, energies intertwined and formed, a spark that illuminated beyond grief. We remind them of the bonds that could exist, I stated, conviction edging into my voice. We address their pain, expose the heart of the struggle, and support them in recognizing that they were never truly alone. Suddenly, the shadows coalesced, revealing a host of figures prepared to confront their recalled pasts. Each shimmered as we advanced, their silhouettes flickering like ghosts against the imminent tide of light. One distinct figure clawed its way from obscurity, revealing the image of a general from Elysium, stoic and solemn. "Who dares intrude?" it called, voice echoing in the vacant ravine, while the remnants around us began to ripple, threading itself into a living narrative. We're here," I shouted, stepping forward as the shadows receded around us, giving rise to hope. We come seeking understanding. We did not come to stoke the embers of hatred. We seek to open a dialogue to heal. Understanding, the general replied, tone heavy with disbelief and sorrow. What do you know of the weight of our sins, our traumas? Has time rewarded any of our sacrifices? My people paid with their lives. Myril took a breath and moved beside me, radiating strength as she met the general's piercing gaze. What if it is the dialogue that leads to acknowledgement? she exclaimed, urgency flowing through her voice. "There is life beyond this suffering. We come as representatives of both realms. Let us bridge this gap," she continued, identifying the latent pain hidden behind those emerald eyes. The shadows pulsed in affirmation, wispy echoes of the other faces around us, specters of sorrow transformed into longing. They edged closer, as if waiting for our response. The general's face softened momentarily before hardening again. "Your words are empty until you recognize that the lives we lost carry weight beyond measure. This is not something easily forgotten, and nearly forgotten truths must guide us forward," I urged, my heart racing with the fervor of hope. "You know that truth doesn't lie in vengeance, but in healing. Together, we can learn that survival means confronting the past deceits." As I spoke, collective energy thrummed, an unseen current linking us together. It resonated through the memories echoing in the chasms, intertwining with the legacies that lingered in the air. I was finally connecting the visceral pain that pulsed through our histories, a legacy begging to be addressed. The shadows flickered, revealing more forms as one phase began to reverberate throughout, converging around the general. But would it be worth it? Breaching the silence, it pondered aloud, uncertainty glossing over its features. "Yes," Myril exclaimed emphatically. "It is worth every heartbeat. We do not wish to dismantle your legacy, but will join hands to rebuild it, rediscovering the vision that first united us. The war may have blurred the lines, but healing can shine light on paths once obstructed by anger." The general stepped forward, stepping beyond the scars of conflict, revealing glimmers of hope in their emerald eyes. I could sense the stirring within the group. The thresholds began to dissolve as understanding permeated through every fissure. "Why should we trust you? What do you hold back?" the general hissed, still gritting its resolve. "The only thing we hold back is our shared pain," I implored, strength brimming within me, "and that must be uncovered if we wish to move forward. Because it's only by viewing history from our shared perspectives that we can transcend this ongoing cycle of mistrust. We bear the legacy of our ancestors, let us change it for the better." In that moment, I saw the potential for harmonization, the yearning for something beyond. And I felt the shift within the spirits surrounding us. They gradually stepped closer, drawn in like moths to a flame. "Remember your connection and the legacies of your people," I urged, pressing the urgency of the moment. Feel the weight of hope triumphing over despair. The general hesitated, its expression shifting as the collective aura began to expand, and something shifted in the atmosphere. The embrace of unity wrapped around us as fragments blended with light, reframing loss into the canvas of a brighter tomorrow. "Healing begins with understanding," the general finally murmured, voice thick with emotion. "If possibility awaits beyond the shadows of our past, then let it be forged into something tangible." As the general spoke, the shimmering manifestations scattered across the cavern. Shadows began to dissolve, threads of renewed determination woven into the fabric of our presence. Collective echoes surged as the specters tied us all amid shared struggles and stories, remnants of existence now flowing together. "It is but a flicker of hope," I said earnestly, "but that flicker has the power to illuminate the darkest moments. We must weave our legacies into a greater story, a celebration of who we can become." And as those words settled around us, the air buzzed with a sense of clarity. Resolute faces emerged, unmolding the shadows, shaping a spirit of common understanding, to transform the burden into a legacy empowered by connection, empathy, and kinship. Then we shall strive for unity, but we must preserve these memories, the general replied, virulent energy emanating as we steered the course toward reconciliation. As the light ignited in earnest, a rebirth surged within the dust. Strewn caverns of conflicts, past the grinds of strife, molding into an embellishment that encouraged growth beyond loss. We championed together, resurrecting hope as we unearthed shared histories, and mesmerized our endeavors, the scroll of our existence illuminated beneath the canvas of unity. Together, the specters of the past echoed in luminous harmony, defining the new trajectory of our lives as we unveiled the nexus of potential embarking on the next battleground for reclamation. As we looked toward the unfathomable future extending before us, I felt embers alight beneath my skin like wildfire, a budding flame kindled with the embrace of unity's call. We would not waver. As a collective, we aimed to create a legacy born from love and the understanding that transcended the trials of yesterday. But ahead loomed something uncertain, a distant storm, shadows growing fears that loomed over realms uncharted. We would contend with that uncertainty not as adversaries but as an amalgam greater than ourselves, resolute narratives stitching together resilience and partnership. With that pact solidified, we gestured toward the next chapter of our journeys, the strands of destiny intertwining, unfurling slowly yet swiftly like the cosmos, inviting each of us to embrace the lessons learned on this odyssey toward dual worlds merging for the sake of a united tomorrow. A determined peace reigned in our shared spirit, emboldening us to uncover the next nexus ahead. We braved deeper into the wilderness where unknown trials awaited, revisiting truths that needed to be reconciled, all while igniting the endless possibilities nestled between us, where the future surged with the promise of hope reborn. Together, we would face whatever lay ahead. With each step forward into the abyss, determination melded with anticipation, and as we surged forward, the kaleidoscope of our collective destinies illuminated the path yet traveled. And thus, with whispers of the past guiding us and the light of unity securing our wings, we prepared to embrace the saga yet to unfold, a journey where each heart beat with the echo of shared dreams amid the ever-expanding cosmos. We were far from the end, we were in fact just beginning. The chronicles of our lives awaited their resurrection, unveiling a spectrum of legacies born anew beneath the canvas of triumph. Beyond the horizon, a cosmic embrace awaited us, brimming with untapped potential, the dawning promise of unity that resonated through the heart of every sentient being, a harmony knowing no bounds. And woven into that moment, the tales of our existence expanded like galaxies eager to intertwine, the very fabric of who we were, granting us passage into realms where possibilities thrived, compelling us to weave together an unbreakable tapestry of light, love, and unity. So we ventured forth, unfurling our destinies against the obsidian backdrop of the universe, ready to uncover the truths intertwined and reclaim the spirit buried beneath our histories, forever standing on the precipice of hope. The darkness of the previous nexus receded, leaving behind luminous echoes threading through the atmosphere of the cosmos. We stood at a threshold, shielded by the warmth radiating from the united spirits of Elysium and Bittercree. Each heartbeat resonated along the line of our intertwined destinies, the anticipation practically crackling in the air as we prepared to explore the next chapter in our journey, a new convergence where historical wounds awaited healing. The figures that had emerged from the rubble of the past glimmered beside us, embodying the intent to reclaim the essence of their lost humanity. Together, we formed a tapestry of resolve, rich with the stories that had punctuated our legacies. "What comes next?" Myril inquired, her voice steady yet infused with the swirling uncertainty of what lay ahead. Armed with purpose and emotional fortitude, we shifted our focus to the amorphous light coalescing before us, sensing the pulse of a new journey. It expanded and contracted, shimmering with the energy of memories yet to be uncovered. "We will seek the next nexus," I declared, my voice echoing across the expanse, a resonance igniting our hearts like a chorus entwined with determination. Together, we'll confront the moments that shaped the conflict. We will uncover the legacies burdening our pasts to secure a future where our worlds can stand united. As I spoke, the illumination intensified, echoing the energy of the collective, pulling us forth like a comet drawing in stardust. We glided forward, propelled by momentum, a shared cadence capturing the harmony of our intentions as the light enveloped us. It enveloped like a cocoon, merging familiar sensations with new visions, fresh currents coursing through us. In an instant, we were swept into a swirling expanse of colors, leaving behind the remnants of the crumbling past. We emerged into a vast hall, adorned with celestial murals showcasing the ancient tales of both realms. Time-worn, storied figures echoed off the walls. The artistry encapsulated the amalgamation of moments, the beauty of Elysium celebrated alongside the struggles of Bittercree. The massive expanse felt like a repository of histories, imbued with the potential for resurrecting lost connections. Two paths diverged in front of us. One side depicted radiant moments, celebration, solidarity, and the beauty of the cosmos. The other, shadowed and twisted, encapsulated conflict, loss, and division. Each path holds its significance. A voice drifted from the mural, elegant and haunting. It was the custodian of this place, an embodiment of both lands' legacies. Choose wisely. It's not just about the light or the dark, I posited aloud, feeling the gravity of my words. We need to embrace both. Each narrative shapes who we are, what we can become. The custodian shimmered in agreement, nodding with a flicker of ethereal grace. Only in the acknowledgement of pain can healing begin. Journey through both paths and reclaim what is innately yours. Myrtle stepped forward, determination radiating from her presence. We need to confront our shared histories. The cosmos whispers tales of sacrifice that forged our realities. Then let's walk the paths of our pasts, I affirmed, together. With resolute steps, we moved toward the radiant side, a cascading wave of warmth enveloping us. Although flashes of joy flickered through the ambience, I knew too well that not all of our stories were easy. Moments came alive around us, glinting against the darkness, a celebration among the citizens of Elysium and Bittercree. I felt nostalgia pierce my heart, each scene reflecting hope, earnest dreams, the push toward unity. Dances flooded the air with laughter underneath a sweeping cosmic glow. Excitement imbued all, weaving waves against the boundaries that separated them. Yet shadows loomed, waiting at the edges, urging branches of dissent. As I watched the scenes unfold, anxiety thrummed within me. What did this joy cloak beneath its surface? Just beyond the merriment, uneasy silhouettes began to emerge. Whispers stirred the air, a murmur of discontent igniting like tinder into flames. Many seek power, disguised as unity, one voice intoned, a figure emerging from the depths of conflict, mirroring the heroic moments with an equally gripping shadow. Yet impatience birthed chaos, a desire thrived without understanding, severing our worlds. The realization struck hard, and from behind me the shadows pulled closer. My heart raced, tensions rising with the pulse of the energy around us. No, that does not have to be our end, I yelled, defiance surging within. We cannot let the shadows dim the light we've fought for. As my words echoed through the halls, the figures of joy began to wither, retreating amid remnants of resentment born from misunderstanding. Left behind were illusions of power and legend, shackling oppressors who paved roads haunted by the dread of fragmentation. Before I could contemplate further, the scene morphed abruptly into darkness. The path shifted beneath our feet, plunging us into the shadows I had sought to escape. This side of the journey cloaked us in the weight of despair, revealing broken facades that echoed through history, war-torn and deprived of compassion. Through the fractured visuals, chaos clawed at the edges of hope, revealing the torment of souls lost amid corporate avarice. Figures knelt, chilled with remorse as echoes from the past engulfed us. Voices rasped through tangled nostalgia, relaying remnants of sacrifice, sacrificed in a quest for dominance. Let the blood flow, let the past be masked. Strength finds purity in the scars. One voice rattled, reminiscent of aspirations drowned within the undertow of ambition. This cannot be the only way, Myrtle cried, tearing through the shadows, her spirit unwavering against the existing tide. We are fighting for hope, and in that battle, we must elevate the learned legacies rather than erase them. The push against despair resonated deep. The connection with the visions began to shift. The sheer weight of memory culminated in a culmination of cries, a calling for unity that was deafening yet fragile. I willed the energies around us, weaving between moments that reframed understanding. All sacrifice holds meaning, a path forged by our choices. I echoed against the silhouettes threading through darkness. Each fracture shapes the whole. Our wounds echo what cannot be forgotten. With every word, I weaved an understanding, not merely a plea but a resonance that echoed through us. The shadows flickered, pulsing with the specters of sacrifice and remembrance, entwining with bursts of colors beginning to merge again. An ember of hope igniting from ashes, renewing lifeblood beneath the pain. With clarity, I confronted the shadows. These moments are paths we have woven. For this agony brings strength. Every tear matures into purpose. In an instant, light flickered beyond the dark, hope rising anew, awakening the dormant souls imprisoned in despair. Currents rippled, stitching together the past as shadows began to dissolve into the brilliance surrounding us. Myral's eyes glimmered beside me, steadfast in alliance, whispering the verses sown within her heart. Let go of the shadows and embrace the truth. Let it intertwine. It has the power to free. Cries filled the hall, an amalgamation of relief and longing woven together, lifting us toward the edge of rebirth. The tears summoned a melancholy grace, fusing our journeys into a chorus that resonated through histories entwined. Suddenly, light exploded forth, bursting through the hall, shattering the silences that long nurtured despair. Each ripple brought clarity, each echo stitched together yearning for change. And in that transformative moment among light and shadows, victories and losses, fragmented histories emerging anew, we turned to the next nexus waiting to unfurl before us. Freeing ourselves from the antagonist's grip, we pressed onward. The essence of destiny beckoned, illuminating our way. To embolden a narrative that whispered promises of rebirth, to reimagine a collective past forged anew. Let's continue, I urged, summoning the energies electrifying our shared breath's elevation swelling within my soul. We must reveal all truths behind what has divided us. Each step, sing aloud the stories we carry. As shadows faded behind us, we felt the harmonious tether of every choice bloom within our hearts, the tapestry of worlds unraveling to the rhythm of a future unconfined. Together, we would stride forward as echoes of unity embraced us. Beyond lay unyielding potential tales of triumph rich with the bonds of healing, the reconvening of souls shaped by purpose and resolve, forging extraordinary connected narratives. It awaited our arrival with open arms, ready to reveal how a past wrought in turmoil could transmute into the light of hope, forever entwined in our journeys onward. And so, gathering among the collective breaths of all living histories, we marched forward into the unknown, the next convergence beckoning, a place where understanding, reconciliation, and the promise of shared destinies awaited our embrace. The cosmos spun in anticipation, eager to accompany us in our relentless pursuit. A journey all too real, drawing upon the transformative spark of every heart assembled. Shimmering threads moved around us, a dance of energy uniting pain with laughter, sorrow with joy, embers igniting flames of resolution. Hope swelled within my heart, propelling us forward, as we stepped toward the upcoming nexus of possibilities, a frontier laden with untold stories and the endless wonders of a shared future, writing a tale we were destined to create together. As we plunged forward into the next nexus, the air crackled with electric anticipation, imbued with the energy of transformed histories and collective purpose. Each step resonated with the echoes of our fellow souls, an interplay of light and shadow, interwoven destinies urging us on. The vibrant spectacle before us shimmered like gems scattered across the canvas of stars, illuminating the infinite dimensions that lay ahead, laden with memories yearning to be revived. We stepped onto a vast expanse, the ground transformed into a shimmering mosaic that pulsed beneath our feet, undulating with currents of recollection and possibility. Ethereal landscapes flowed around us like waves, a convergence of realms whose memories intertwined to form a kaleidoscope of experiences. Each hue whispered tales of love and heartbreak, bravery, and betrayal, all mirrored in the reflective tapestry unfurling before us. "Look!" Myril exclaimed, pointing toward a glittering ethereal bridge spanning across an otherworldly chasm, the path beckoning us forward, aglow with the radiance of hope. "That must be where the heart of our unity resides, where we can forge our legacies anew." As we approached the shimmering bridge, the air thickened with palpable energy. Each step reverberated throughout the expansive void, resonating with the emotional weight of all we journeyed through together. I could feel the pulse of my companions Elysium and Bittercree entwined in this shared experience, their resolve stirring an ancient coal within me. "Let it guide us," I murmured, my heart beating in rhythm with the song of possibility resonating through the cosmos. As we traversed the bridge, colors erupted from beneath, reflecting memories of sacrifice, long, yearned reconciliations, and dreams yearning to burst forth from the confines of fear. The bridge undulated with each footfall, shifting to reveal ethereal figures standing watch alongside the edges, a host of custodians drawn from the very fabric of our histories. Their forms flickered, retaining the essence of stories untold, memories stitched with radiance that resonated through the ethereal plane. Brave souls, a custodian intoned, its voice a soothing melody wrapped in an energy reminiscent of sunrise. "You have traversed the veils of sorrow and joy, igniting the embers within the hearts you have encountered. You have chosen to bind your worlds, gathering hopes entwined in pain. Yet do you understand the weight of this choice?" "Yes," Myril declared, her conviction bathing us in warmth. "Together, we reclaim the legacy of our peoples. We will transform loss into resilience, cultivating a future suffused with understanding." "Then prepare, for the heart of unity is not without trials," the custodian responded, a flicker in its radiant form punctuating their words. "This nexus reveals the potential to weave your worlds, igniting a legacy to echo throughout the cosmos. But in doing so, you must face the shadows that threaten your resolve." A sudden rush of intensity converged around us as the bridge pulsed with agitation, the barriers of reality beginning to shift. The swirling energies revealing more than mere memories. They conjured specters carrying the weight of anguish, sorrow interrupted by paths chosen in desperation. I steadied my breath, preparing to face whatever emerged. "We are ready," I declared, a feeling igniting deep within my spirit. "Our fears do not govern us. We will confront them together." As if summoned by our words, the specters began to twist and churn before us, taking form. The shadows manifested into their raw emotions, conflicted desires, and agonizing memories, silhouettes that mirrored the pain each had borne in silence. The void stirred with echoes of their struggles. "What do you seek?" a figure croaked, its voice hoarse and strained. "Is this bridge meant to carry us or to drown us in the tide of our past?" "In neither," I answered, taking a step forward to confront these specters, each one a reflection of our shared burdens. "We do not seek to bind you by chains, but to unravel what haunts your essence. Understanding shall feed the roots of our future." Myril stepped beside me, ready to lend her strength. "Your pain is our pain, shared across existence. It has twisted us apart for too long. Together, we can reclaim the light buried beneath regret." The figures flickered, allowing themselves to be seen for what they were. Remnants of choices made amid shadows of fear, the culmination of their pain narrating stories untold. Slowly, they inched closer, their forms shimmering with wavering emotions. All around us, memories surged, displaying moments of connection affixed to moments of loss. In that miasma of uncertainty, I saw flashes of homes punctured by discord, hearts left aching for connection. It hurt, the weight of longing wishing to merge with understanding. "You are not alone," I called out, the words cascading into their depths, igniting what lingered in the void. "There is a home waiting beyond this pain, a home where unity supports growth, not death." A surge of energy pulsed among the shadows, illuminating their forms as realization washed over them like gentle rain, unveiling emotions fused with the embers of forgiveness long withheld. The murmurs of their hearts reverberated through those specters, their agonizing silence shifting. As the bridge thrummed to life, The images unfurled a multitude of roads blossoming into existence. I saw choice after choice, each moment shaping the path leading forward, each sharing the essence of vulnerability guiding us amid fragility. The trials would not break us, they would forge us together. We will endure, I proclaimed, a fire igniting within. Together, we can reshape the cosmos, emerging stronger in our bonds. Let us chart our course anew. With those words, the shadows surged closer, filling the air with whispers of connection, each representation binding us together, weaving the essences of struggle into a vibrant tapestry of light. And in the synchronicity, we emerged from the shadows of limitation. The specters transformed into the light of resilience. Together we illuminated the path forward, the bridge of flow of energy urging us onward, a beacon propelling us into radiant possibilities. Together we rise, the custodian murmured, its ethereal form shimmering with acknowledgement. Embrace your choice, breathe life into your stories, and weave together the essence of humanity. As we gathered upon the bridge, the luminous energy surged from our collective essence, lighting our path ahead. A tapestry of histories bound in determination, transformed into the fabric of resilience. To claim unity was to reshape our narrative as we beheld the strength within the heart of possibility that waited for us. With a final push, we surged forth across the swirling chasm, feeling the vibrant spectrum embrace us fully. And in that moment, a convergence where legacies entwined hope illuminated the path ahead, laying the foundation for a future built upon understanding, empathy, and love that would echo across the cosmos. At the other end of the bridge, a glowing horizon awaited, beckoning us toward uncharted territories where potential thrived, waiting for those brave enough to laurel themselves as seekers of change. Side by side, Elysium and Bittercree hovered within the infinite embrace of the cosmos, ready to unite in purpose, to embrace the myriad stories that now resided within us, recommitting to healing the fractures born from centuries of distance. Together, I reaffirmed, gazing at my companions, the warmth of shared resolve grounding us. We stepped boldly into a future renewed, and as we crossed firmly into this new frontier, casting aside shadows that had long remained unwilling to dissipate, the dawn of new identities began to rise, forever intertwining our worlds, our legacies, and our destinies. The world brightened before us, resplendent with possibilities our hopes interwoven, realities forever altered as we met the stars, counting upon the cosmos to guide us as we journeyed into what came next. The universe unfolded around us a blooming garden of potentialities, awaiting the stories only we could tell, as we leapt into the realms rich with the spirit of togetherness. Our hearts and futures forged anew in radiant harmony. Together, we had risen against the tides of despair. Together, we would illuminate the cosmos.